Yeah, Mr. Everett Mendiola III, what your pastor and the church at large won't talk about. And you know damn good and well they are not going to talk about this one. You can find a secular person talk about this one before you find a spiritual leader talk about this one. Can you imagine them doing a series on this one? You know they're not going to do it. And if they are far few in between, and they are available for a love offering / fee. Well, we better expose the lies, the con, the deceit, the manipulation, the deception, because we have been so groomed that we need deliverance. And even deliverance upon deliverance, because some of us, I dare say, have legions. And when it comes to porn, I tell you, you can get legion after legion after legion, all under the guise of Incubus and Succubus, his wife. And yeah, we might as well go ahead and include Jezebel, Delilah, and Lilith. I tell you something, this rabbit hole is so deep you may never find your way out. You better have a guide. Somebody that's been there like me. And if I'm not careful, I can find myself there, because I always teach leaders this: you're not but one step backward from where you were delivered by Yah's mighty hand. And praise Yah that, as David wrote, even if I make my bed in hell, behold, thou art there. That brings me to something. I had to pause for a minute. I had a brother say, and I'm going to say brother very loosely, say, look at this wicked music playing in the background. You're not supposed to associate that as the word comes across. Let me tell you something, you ignorant person. And ignorant you are, because whatever means necessary to reach the masses who would never listen to a goody two-shoes ignorant fool like you, they will listen to me. There are those for you, there are those for me, and for where I have been, I know that I would have never and did never listen to someone like you. How do I know you are a fool? Because to even comment such a thing, you were accusatory. You could have messaged me on Messenger. You could have hit me up every other way but than the way you did. And I'm a mature man of 56 years old. I know what in the hell I'm talking about. I know what in the heaven I'm talking about. And talking to you right now, that's why I said thank you for the view, because you don't deserve my time. I'll use whatever means. I'll use the devil himself if necessary. Even Yah used the devil himself and continues to use the devil himself to purify us so that we would come out as pure gold. Haven't you heard my video? Didn't you watch it? Didn't you go there? Go to my page on Facebook and look it up. How many times do I say I was raised in the devil's house? There were some that were raised in the devil's house like me. There were some that were just tenants for a time in the season. There were some who frequented and partied and visited that know what I'm talking about and won't listen to nobody but me. Now you see why you're a fool? Because you're carrying a spirit of ignorance. Don't be a fool no more. The Bible says Yah takes no pleasure in fools. Hello, goodbye. Let us move on. Porn. Porn, that's what we're talking about. Are you there? Is Succubus and Incubus and Succubus are the pair that are in your bedroom, of your mind, and all of you are in this consistent orgy? Because every time you look at porn for the intention of fulfilling your little fetishes and your lustful desires, and we're not even talking about masturbation yet, because that's a touchy subject. I have to make a whole nother video, because that particular subject, as far as masturbation is concerned, my brothers and my sisters, is a very, very deep and must be treaded softly type of subject, because I'm not against it. But what I'm about to tell you is why Incubus and Succubus are your bed partners. The thing, above all things, that is wrong with masturbation is we draw images of what we are intimate with. I said we draw images of what we are intimate with. That's what makes porn so lethal, spiritually lethal, because this is where spirits attach to us. Looking at a man and a woman nude is not evil. What is evil, my brothers and my sisters, is what we do with these images other than admire them. Solomon said it this way: better is the sight of the eyes than the wondering of the desire. Did you hear what I said? Better is the sight of the eyes than the wondering of the desire. Revelate black to me, because it just revelated black to you. Better is the sight of the eyes. Let me give you revelation. Better is it to admire something in its purity than the wondering thereof. The place that we come into creating these lustful images within our minds, hearts, and spirits, and it begins to grieve our soul. This is where we know we have crossed lines. Let us understand what we do when we watch porn. One thing would be to admire, but 99% of us can't just admire. We are lonely. Be we adolescent, be we young adult, be we middle-aged, and more so, be we older and mature. We still have fire within us, and the best that we can do is masturbate. The best that we can do is look at porn and remember former days. Some of us are too ashamed to reach out and start a relationship. We've been hurt so much. And why would we be ashamed? Shamed of our hurts of the past would come up in the very present relationship. Those things that we are still dealing with, that we haven't ridded of as of yet, being a more mature person. How would it be that we would reach out and want intimacy, sexual intimacy, like Marvin Gaye would say, sexual healing? Can you hear me now? You understand what I'm saying? I'll be 70 years old and I still need some. What's wrong with that? But a lot of men and women are afraid to get out there and start relationships all over again. It's just too much work. The trust, and everybody want to get married, and we need to do it like this and have it like that. And if I told you the true Hebraic way, you couldn't handle it, because not everything is taboo. You don't have to get married to every single man and woman just to have an intimate moment. It's too deep for some of you. But let me tell you something. Watching porn is very much so at your own risk, because Incubus and Succubus will visit you in your dreams. They will rape you. They will lead you and guide you into the deeper recesses of bondage and ACDC and bestiality and sex slave arenas. I remember talking to one woman just recently, 4 or 5 months ago, that told me her husband got her involved with another couple, and then 2 or 3 more couples, and then took her to an all-out fest as he got her in a drunken stupor, and there were 20 men that she had sex with and 20 women that he had sex with. Isn't that a bitch? And this man loves you? I tell you something. And it all started with them watching porn on social media. Think about what I'm saying today. I know what I'm talking about because I began to masturbate at 7 because my father had Playboy books on the side of his bed and my mother had Playgirl books on the side of her bed. They didn't purchase these, but they got them from the Goodwill boxes they would throw us into at 7, 8, and 9, and we would put all the contents of the Goodwill box, a donation box for these secondhand stores, and throw them into our Ford van and go home and sort through them. And then on Saturday and Sunday, Mom would sell all of that we had obtained in these boxes at the local flea market. And I have said this on video before. So porn is something that doesn't alleviate or relieve anything. What it does is take people into the deepest abyss of hell, to where these demons, Incubus and Succubus, are leading you and guiding you into every perversion. And it goes from soft porn to hardcore porn to bestiality to ACDC to being a sex slave, multiple partners, and as I said, to where it is just an endless array of orgies, drugs, and drunken stupors, and losing all respect and having no shame where anything goes. This is why marriages break up, and the woman that I was speaking about divorced her husband because she could only do it when she was drunk. But the degradation after, this is what Incubus and Succubus and their daddy, that old serpent, the devil, never tell you. Porn is nothing more than a ball and chain on your legs, a ball and chain on your arms and hands, a ball and chain around your neck, and absolutely a ball and chain around your mind. Yah will forgive you. Come out from among the dead into the land of the living. David said, I had fainted unless I believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Leave those legions behind. Paul said, let us lay aside those weights and those sins that so easily beset us. And porn is one of them that so easily besets us. You can do it today. Cry out with your whole heart before you end up in a place where there's no return. Say